Hello everybody, and welcome to FALLSTRUKTUR, a game that was released a few days ago for completely free on Steam, and it was developed by Finn Levy, Roll & Barrel, Stuffed Wombat, and also published by Stuffed Wombat. And they don't really have any games to their credit. I think one of them has one other game to their credit, so this is like a new foray for them, and a new foray for me. From what I understand, we're just going to be falling down these geometric structures and trying to not splinter into pieces by falling too quickly or hitting the wrong things. Aside from that, I don't know anything else about the game, which is kind of how I always like it. I like going in blind and seeing just what the game has in store for us. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get into the game. Oh, we just load right in. We don't even have a... Oh my god, I'm so floaty. I'm so floaty. I'm so freaking floaty, dude. Oh my god. No, I don't... Okay, I don't think that was how it was supposed to go, but okay, we're fine. Oh my god, okay, my momentum is like insanely high. Like I'm barely tapping! No! Okay, went about as well as I thought I was gonna go for the first time. Okay, so I guess... Oh, no, okay, I guess if it's turning gray, that means we're smoked. Okay. Amazing how well I did that very first... I'm so bouncy! I'm so bouncy. Like, I'm a... Thought that would have been okay. Alright. What am I on top of? It looks like a giant ant or spider or something. Yeah, like when I'm landing, if I land on any surface, I am like bouncing like crazy here. Whew. Alright. So, let's shoot for this roof. Yep. Okay, careful. Take your time. What is that? Oh, okay. No. Okay. Officially the furthest we've gotten. We're fine. Let's see here. We've got... Ooh. Alright. Okay, right there. Perfect. We made it down here. Okay. So now, it feels like we're in a completely new biome of some sort. Let us take a quick peeky peek. Where is the way down? Oh boy. Okay. All right. Okay. Structures like this making me nervous. Holy Lord. Okie dokie. Here we go. Okay, we made it. We're fine. Perfect. Handled it like an expert. Like you would have never thought. I'm a complete idiot that doesn't know how to play these games. Perfect. All right. Interesting. It looks like there was a pathway down that tree that I had no idea about. All right. Oh, Lord. Okay, don't go too fast. Again, my momentum is insane. I just cannot slow down momentum. It's like, okay, if I press forward, right? Forward, hands off. That's how far you travel. Forward, hands off. Forward, hands off. It's like, that's how long it takes you to stop. So, if you're on an angle, it's even worse. It becomes even worse. And so you can try to move back, but it rubber bands. So as you're pushing backwards, so like I'm going forward right now, hitting backwards. That's how fast it takes to actually respond to your input and reverse your direction. Whew. Oh my goodness. Okay. This is looking promising. This is... Oh, that is very vertical. Okay. Alright, take it easy. You know, okay. Alright. Now, slow and steady wins the race. We're in no rush. We have no timer. We have nothing that's limiting exactly how we are supposed to proceed forward. We just need to get down further. Okay. That looks okay. Good. Oh, okay. It looks like, again, it looks like I'm on a giant hairy tarantula of some sort. The fact that it is now pitch black in the background is not a reassuring thing. Okie dokie. Here we go. Okay. Oh boy. Alright. Here's this. Great. We made it down to the next spot. Okay. Oh, okay. Is that gonna be too far? I don't know. That feels more promising. Whoop. Wait. I regret my decisions. Okay. Oh. No. 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 Oh. This is what this entire gameplay is gonna be. Just me going, ooh, I'm going through all my vowel sounds. Getting good practice in. Holy Lord. This is so... all the way back at the top? Oh, that's brutal, dude. Oh, that's so brutal. Okay. Alright. We got it this time. We got it this time. Geez, after that last section there, this is feeling like a cakewalk, you know? Like, we could just kind of casually take our time. Hit all these ramps that are appropriately, like, ramped. Hit these roofs that are appropriately roofed. Okay. So, careful, careful. Ooh. Oh, is this gonna be too far? I don't know. I honestly have no idea. Okay, dokie, we made it. Whoop. Gotta slow that momentum down. I'm telling you, that momentum is a killer. This is definitely not the same way I took before because this pathway is skinny. Okay. Wait. Right here. Perfect. Good. Alright, we just need to get to this little stoneware area. Alright, good. Alright, first biome done. Now, this area was a little bit more difficult. What in the world? I don't remember that at all. Where in the world are you? What are you? What are even you? I don't think I can make that. This is interesting in the sense that, like, this kind of makes me want to explore around and see, like, the areas that are available to me. Ah, that's even, oh. No, it's not even worse. This is a theoretically, alright, let's go this way. Where in the world is this? Okay. So we found some, what appears to be broken red carpets of some sort? Ooh, I thought I was able to jump that high. But I lied. Okay. Let me see if there's... that is, like, my pathway. Right there. Alright, no time like the present. YOLO! YOLO! Oh, so far to the bottom. Hey, I made it to the bottom. I mean, theoretically, that's all we could really ask for. Alright, maybe we don't go that pathway. The pathway I found down before seemed to work okay, and I had more space to kind of wiggle around and not plummet to my death. Yeah, you know, I was a fool thinking this part was challenging initially. Like, I mean, I know it's the beginning of the game, and you know, there's, I'm sure, plenty of challenge. Oh, that was very close. Did you see that little flash of black and white? Did you see that? Whoo, boy. Whoo, doggy. Alright. Let's explore around. See if we could find, like, that same pathway we found down before. Nope. Thought there was something there. Okay, it doesn't look like there's any direction down that way. So maybe if we go over here. Okay, so this is the pathway that we took before. So we were just... I didn't see that to the left there. Instead, we just kind of like brute forced it this way. I think... Okay, got it. Perfect. Nailed it. Oh my god. Okie dokie. We're fine. We're good. Great. Alright. Let's... Oh, no. Oh, baby. Oh, lordy-loo. Why is this proving to be a bit of an obstacle? Okay. Alright, we're making it thin. Thin path. Oh, boy. Oh, my... I have made an egregious error. This is definitely not... Okay. Okay. Platforming This is like one of the worst things to me, is I hate platforming with no shadows. This was a, no. That was a common thing back in like the late 90s and early 2000s, that a lot of, because they were doing they had such tiny spaces to work with their gaming, that they had to cut corners where they could, and you were oftentimes lucky to just even get a shadow at all, which would be like just a round circle on the ground, you know? Where we've been spoiled in more modern games, I feel, in the sense that we now have that sense of depth where our shadows are very prominent. But there were some very early platformers that were exceptionally difficult just because there was nope. Okay, we're fine. Yeah, they were exceptionally difficult just because they had no perceived depth because of the lack of shadow. We had no shadows to work with. I think that was too far? I didn't think that was too far. That didn't seem like it was too far. Alright, well, I mean, not my rules, it's the game's rules. What is that little circle over there? That seems interesting. Okay. Yeah, what was it? One of the famous terrible 3D platformers was, I think, like Bubsy 3D. But if you don't know Bubsy, it's gonna be on the screen. I'm gonna pop them up on there. But if you don't know Bubsy at all, Bubsy was a bobcat. Kind of had like the same theory behind him as like Sonic. Kind of capitalized on the interesting cartoon animal, you know, like love that people had, and his whole thing was that he could run very fast, but then he could also kind of glide a bit. Weirdly enough, I did not know bobcats to glide, but that was his thing. He could run really fast and he could glide, and you collected balls of yarn. That was what they wanted you to do. And it was originally a 2D platformer, very much like Sonic, but then what ended up happening was they tried to translate and capitalized on the 3D space. You know, a lot of people were making new 3D games, and Bubsy ended up being one of those games, but the 3D Bubsy game was just notably terrible. Really janky. The backgrounds and everything were very, very poorly designed. Music was awful, and one of the biggest things was, I believe there was no, I can't remember if there was absolutely no shadow system at all, or if the shadow would like kind of almost be like randomized in a way. Like it would be incredibly difficult to judge wherever Bubsy was, and it just became this like weird, jagged, momentous mess. And I had played it, and it was one of those games where I convinced myself that it was halfway decent, and it really wasn't. Really wasn't. Same thing, interestingly enough, I had convinced myself at one point that... Oh, that was almost regrettable. That was almost... Nope, still regrettable. I had convinced myself that Superman 64 was also a good game. Now, again, for the uninitiated, Superman 64 was really, really poorly made. I mean, again, it felt like a game that was kind of made in the vein of we need to capitalize on this 3D space before it leaves us behind, but we don't really know what we're doing. We haven't really considered all of our development options, and therefore, this game came out terribly. So, they made this Superman game, and you could fly around and stuff, but like I believe that most of the levels, if I recall correctly, it's been a hot minute since I ever played it, but most of the levels were you flying through these rings And you also had to like you could pick up cars and like fly through the rings. And it was really bad. It was very, very bad. And I existed during the time where you would rent a game from a local like movie rental place, and you would have it for a weekend. You'd spend like $5 and you'd have the game for just the weekend. So you made your minutes count. You wanted, oh no, no! You made your minutes count. You wanted to spend and squeeze every second out of every game that you could. Even if it was bad, you oftentimes tried to convince yourself that it was better than you were letting on, because it was the only thing that you had to play. You only had the games that you had previously bought, and then these games that you rented for like $5. And man, oh, I'll tell you, those late fees too were absolutely brutal. Like sometimes they would just sometimes they would just tack on these late fees that sometimes started out reasonable, and then it ended up being ridiculously over the top. Like Blockbuster started that practice of usually they would tack on, as far as I remember, they would tack on a late fee for you. And in addition to the late fee, like, I don't think you could rent out anything else until that item was returned. So you had to you had to make sure that you wanted to keep it for a bit if you were trying to just, like, not return it. Or you had to be diligent and return it, or else, you know, suffer the loss and ability to look at any other game or movie until it was returned. Now, I think eventually, because it started going by the way of the dodo, you know, eventually they kind of started saying like, oh, well, you could keep renting. You could just keep coming back. Please come back. We miss you. You know? Man, those were the good old days, though. I'll tell you, like Friday nights after you went out for, like, maybe you went out for pizza. Like, Friday nights were always our pizza night in my family, and we'd always go get some pizza, and then we'd check out the latest movies to rent from Blockbuster. And it was a time that was just whoop, wholly unique, you know? It was just really interesting. It was really nice. The place had a very distinct and unique smell to it. That was bad. That is not as bad. How did I do that? Alright, we're here. Wait. Okay, whoa, that might be... Alright, that's doable. Maybe that is the pathway down. Maybe this is the way I'm supposed to go. It's kind of looking promising. Got this tube now. Alright. Don't get deceived by the tube. If you go too fast down the tube, it's gonna spit you right out. And you are not gonna have a good time. Now, I'm guessing... Oh, we made it to the Dark Tarantula. Well, this is my official title that we're calling it now. Sounds like a really terrible mission name, doesn't it? Like, ah, yes. Dark Tarantula, I'm glad you've arrived. Alright. Hang on. Oh. Just prevent your momentum. We got it. We're good. Okay, that looks too far. So we gotta go this way. We're just gonna let our momentum drag us down just a little bit. Okay, how about like right here? That seems good. No, it's not as good as I thought. Not as good as I thought. Oh my god. Okay, alright. I thought as well. But yeah, you doubted my skill. You should come to know me as being a terrible, but exceptionally lucky, video game player from time to time. So, okay, right here. Good. Alright. Whew. I'm carrying so much tension in my body right now while I am descending. I'm trying very hard to not lock myself up. No, not like this. Oh, that looks not as fun. That looks not as fun right over there. Okay. We have a potential... I don't think that there's any specific... I mean, I feel like this is one of those games where you can kind of complete it however you want. You know, there's any number of pathways that work for you. I think whatever way you figure out that works best for you is the way that the game will accept. And... oh boy. Is this a thing? Is this a thing? I don't know if there's a thing. Okay, we're fine. We're good. We made... oh my god. Okay. Okay, we're getting down this beginning part a lot faster because we're getting plenty of practice with it. But now... we're getting to the meat and potatoes here. This one's a little bit challenging. Not gonna lie, but... now, the promising thing is that if you use your momentum a little bit, like, those skinny pathways are not nearly as daunting as you might think they are. This also feels promising. Feels promising. I just kind of line up on this ledge over here, in the corner, and then we're good. All right. So now, 1, 2, 3, 4... 5, 6. Okay, we made it. We made it. We're good. We're good so far. Now, the thing was, I came here, but then I ended up dropping down, somewhat by accident, below this next ledge. So, maybe that is my safe pathway, but I'm afraid to go too far. Okay. All right. All right. Maybe right here. Right here. We got it. We got... oh, okay. That's a little cheeky, but it works. It works. All right. All right. Keep following this weird cheeky pathway. Oh boy. Okay. Okay. Fine. We're good. We're good. All right. Good. All right. In here. No! Yes! I had no doubts. I had 0 doubts that was going to happen. I had the utmost confidence. I was totally going to make that. It also, weird thing, I know it sounds odd, but an odd thing is that, like, you can change your momentum in midair, which I mean, it's fine. That is great. I can do that, but it also feels really weird. Like, so I thought for sure I was dropping, I would have no recourse, I would have no way to save myself, but I ended up being able to change my momentum, like, in midair while falling there. So, something I have to try to keep in mind while we descend into madness. Can't believe this is a thing. Honestly, you know, so this game... Alright, we're fine. Oh, kind of fine. Kind of fine. I'm losing my... I'm losing my sense of up. I know that sounds weird, but I really am. I'm kind of like... having a difficult time, like... no. Okay. Yeah, I feel like because my angles are, like, all discombobulated, but yeah, I'm losing my sense of up. Okay, well, we sort of made it up here. What in the world am I doing? Okay, here, fine. Red thing. So this game's only like 30 megabytes to install. It's a very small game. But it feels like... I don't know how to describe it. I know my momentum... I was telling you about the momentum and the jumping, and it feels a little weird, and it still does, but it also, like... I don't know how to describe it, but it feels, like, very consistent. So, like, as I'm getting the feel of it, like, I kind of feel... I think the same way every time I'm making these jumps, like, I can kind of confidently move forward with those jumps because I know how my character feels as I descend. So, like, I have to just feel confident feel confident. Come on. You can make it. Okay, I'm now carrying tension again. I feel my legs locking up while I'm doing this. Come on. We can do this. We're so close. I have a good feeling. Is this where we're supposed to go? I don't know. Is this how we're supposed to end? This feels like the lowest point. Oh. Okay. Wow. Now I just have unlimited. Well, okay. So I guess that's Fall Structure right there. What a fun little free game. Honestly, I had a great time with this. This is really, really good. I actually legitimately wish there was it now as far as I know, there is another mode that you can kind of customize. You can make your own structure to try to jump down. Now, I don't have any sort of knack for level design or anything, but the actual challenge of the main game, really satisfying. And like I said, initially it felt weird. It felt very odd at first because I couldn't get myself adapted to that, like, momentum, like that run forward momentum like this, and then like trying to keep my balance. You're like, look at it. Okay, look, I'm running, and then if I jump, I just tap. That's how far you go, like by default. So you're not used to that. Normally, you're used to characters having a bit more weight and you're a bit more weight in your leap and a bit less weight with your run. But this was really, really cool. I actually really enjoyed this. And I would love to see them make like a full-on game about this. Like, this kind of reminds me, I know this might be a weird comparison, but there's a new game that came out called White Knuckle, and the whole premise of that is you're trying to climb out of a pit, and you have to manage your character's stamina and items, and use momentum and swinging and strength and all your items available in order to climb out of the structure. This kind of feels like the reverse of that, where I think there's a real promise to take something like this and then implement similar mechanics where you'd have like maybe items, maybe even enemies that chase you at a certain spot or something like that, and you're trying to get to the bottom for one reason or another, and maybe even like the last spot to make it super frustrating. It would be like this tiny little like this tiny little island, this tiny itty bitty little island at the bottom or something. But that's something for them to consider in the future. But overall, guys, really excellent job. I really think this is a fantastic little game, especially for free. It runs really smoothly on almost any system, I would imagine, and visually looks really cool and controls really nicely once you get used to them. So, good job, guys. Look forward to seeing anything that you might be coming out with in the future. I'll make sure to link this game in the description down below so you can check it out for yourself. And if you like this sort of thing, please leave me a like and leave me a comment if you have anything that you noticed that maybe I didn't notice while we were playing through the game. Let me know what you think of Fall Structure, because I think this was great. I really do think this was really fantastic. If you like this sort of game, feel free to subscribe and stick around. I play all sorts of variety games, you know, like a wide variety of games, different narratives, horror games, and like teen games and stuff like that, and even free ones. I actually really enjoy finding free ones that are worth your time and effort to explore, and I think that this is in that very same category. So, like I said, I'll make sure to link this down below so you can explore yourself. And once again, I'm Mr. Suspicious. This was Fall Structure. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm assuming it's Fall Structure. I can't say with certainty, but I'm assuming it's Fall Structure. But I'm Mr. Suspicious. This was Fall Structure, and we look forward to seeing you in whatever the next video might be. But for now, I hope you all take care.